Hi darlings, hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And if you know you are here and you have actually subscribed to this channel, you have shared it, you have liked it, you have actually announced it to your community and to your connection, just know that you are actually my real partner. You are actually partnering with me to support the SDG goals, which I personally choose three. I'm actually campaigning for three, which is SDG 4, 5 and 8. SDG 4 is quality education for all. SDG 5 is gender equality. SDG 8 is decent workplace and economic growth. So if you are part of this channel, you are promoting what I'm doing here, thank you so much. You are the real genius and you are part of my game. I celebrate you, I love you, and welcome to my hall. Okay, so today I'm actually here again to talk about the upcoming webinar. As you all know, I've been advertising the webinar, so I want to do a bit of insight, a bit of intro to what you are going to be going home with from the webinar, and so that maybe you can then have a clue, prepare yourself very well and know, yes, this is what you are going to achieve at the webinar. Invite all your friends and family to be part of this webinar. Like I say, that if there is anything that you feel you should do for someone this day, it is inviting that person to this webinar. Invite everyone to this webinar and you love it. So part of what I'll be sharing at this webinar, as you all know, that a whole lot of people are nurturing it. They were like, how do I start this journey? I've been eager to take this step. This is not my area of expertise and professionalism. Who do I work with? Do I go with agents? How do I get the right agent if I must go with the agents? How do I work with the right professional? Who is going to be my mentor? I will actually advise you not to work with the agent. It's not as though I'm promoting the agent, but I actually want you to get the right training, get mentors like me, people who have gone through the routes, people who will sincerely guide you on how to work, transition without problem. And so that webinar, I'll be discussing on how to prepare for your abroad world journey. The moment it comes to your mind that, hey, I need to travel abroad, the next thing is, where am I traveling to? What will I be going there to do? Am I going to study? Am I going to work? Am I going on visit? And all of those things. If I'm going for any of this one I have just highlighted now, how do I prepare for it? Very important. This is where so many people miss it, because the moment you jump into it and begin to make investment without appropriate preparation, that is why you see some people along the line spend a whole lot of money, and at the end the whole effort is like futile. So that is why you need to attend the webinar and know how you need to start preparing. If the moment you say, yes, I want to travel, what do I need to start putting in place? Then apart from that, we also teach you in the webinar, we highlight how you package your experience. How do you package and model your experience so as to make it enticing for maybe schools that will want to be taking you for funding, or maybe organization abroad that will want to sponsor your trip to come to their country. So for example, you should be also aware that it's not everybody that is required. It's not everybody that is usually taking. So for the fact that you know that it's not everybody that is usually taking, it's very competitive. So you need to be adequately prepared to stand at that competitive edge to be a winning candidate. Because from my experience dealing with the white people, they are always looking, they are not interested in your high academic portfolio, or maybe you are a master degree holder, you are a doctorate, and all of those portfolios that Nigerians carries around here. No, it doesn't work that way. They are interested in what you have to offer, the skills you have. How are you able to use these skills to solve problems? So at that webinar, we are going to teach you how you can package this your experience, prepare yourself around this experience, because you can actually have experience without knowing how to profile this experience, so that this experience will be enticing. That is what you are going to learn at the webinar. You're also going to learn at the webinar the provinces. For instance, now I'm using Canada as my case study. There are series of provinces in Canada. There are provinces that has very high cost of living. There are some that are very cheap. Then, so at the webinar, we're going to highlight to you some of the provinces that might be very good for you. Peradventure, you plan to travel to Canada as a beginner. No, you don't have enough money, or maybe the funding you receive is not too much to waste. And I also advise, even if you receive enough funding, it is not usually advisable to pitch that funding on a high income earning country, where the cost of housing, the cost of feeding, the cost of transportation, everything is on a high end. So it is usually advisable for you to transition to a low income country where the very low. It will enable you to work and then make enough savings for you to work, transition to a luxury state. So this is part of what we are going to, so that when you are putting up, because there are a whole lot of people that when they are searching for admission to travel abroad, you see them jumping from one university to another, using Google, and mind you, there are a whole lot of spam, there are a whole lot of scam at the Google, that when you submit your information, you end up submitting it to the wrong people. So we are going to guide you in this webinar how to get access to the right university, so that you don't just jump into Google and then Google one university, land into one country that you are not even conversant with, and probably the funding you got is not even enough. You get there, you are suffering. It's as though you make so much money and then spend so much money, and at the end you have no savings. This is part of what we are going to teach you at the webinar. So how to search for the provinces that will give you that rest of mind to make enough money, and then transition later when you know that yet you have stabilized. Then another thing you will learn at the webinar, you are going to learn various universities that are offering funding abroad. There are universities that automatically, once you apply to do masters or PhD, you get funding. There are some universities I know, like there's university that their annual tuition is just like 11,000 Canadian dollars, but they are giving automatic funding of 18 to 20,000 Canadian dollars. So if you calculate it, you will see that the amount of funding given to you have actually covered for your tuition and your expenses. On annual basis, your tuition and expenses are usually covered. So we're going to, these are part of highlights we are going to give you at the webinar. Those universities that are giving funding for masters and BSc, and masters and PhD, and for universities that are not giving funding for BSc, how you can get funding. There are a whole lot of international organizations that give funding to Nigerians, tested and proven ones. The ones that we have tested and proven that are actually giving funding for education, they give you funding any amount to pay for your bills, and then you pay back after graduation with little interest. A whole lot of Nigerians have transitioned through these routes, and it's working for them. And even the payment you pay it, you will not even know how you pay it, because the amount that will be deducted from you after you must have graduated from your studies will be very, very little, that you will not even feel it. That's one sweet thing about that. So, and not only that, at the webinar, we are going to also let you know of how you can start your visa application process. Some of the tricks and tips you need to know when embarking on your visa application process, so that you will not be denied. Because the worst thing that can happen to you as a student is that university gave you admission abroad, you got funding, and at the end your visa was denied. It's so frustrating, and it happened on regular basis. And it could have been just like one or two little information that you should have grabbed, or one or two little error that you should have corrected that led to that kind of denial. So we don't want you to go through that, and that is why if you attend the webinar, we are going to take you through series of some of these things that you need to know, and then guide you on how to start, when to start, documents to prepare, how to prepare those documents, and then how to begin your visa application, and how to complete it successfully without having that ugly experience of denial. So that's it. Like one of my friends called me this morning, was like, you are giving information, is it not for money and things? I said no, a whole lot of things I do is not for money. People thought that everything in life is for money. Far from it. I do a whole lot of community work without getting paid, but I realized that the money come in rivers. it comes as appreciation for passion for change. That is why for years, from 2020 to date, I have committed to recruiting graduates. I partner with companies here in Anambra State and outside Anambra State to recruit graduates, O-level, people that are interested to work free of charge. I don't collect money from both the recruiter and the candidate. I've been doing it as a free services to support the community. So if you are watching this channel, it is an opportunity for you. Peradventure, you are looking for job, you are in Onitsha or outside of Onitsha, anywhere in Nigeria, you are looking for job. I have some available companies that have vacancies as my desk. So if you feel that you're a graduate or O-level and you need job, I'm here for you. Get in touch to me at my number 07037184403. Chat me up on WhatsApp. I'm always responding to WhatsApp messages. This is my way of adding back to the community. So I've been doing it locally for more than 3 years now, and through that community service, I've been able to help more than 150 Nigerians to get jobs in different companies for different roles. I'm also a Women in Tech ambassador. I take my time to organize events, attend speaking engagement session where I motivate women to join career free services I offer. So people should not always think that everything is for free, and that is why sometimes when you are running an NGO like this, you call people, come with your expertise, come and support what we are doing. They will say, how much will you pay? That's a very wrong mentality. It's a very wrong mentality. We need to understand that the best way to grow in life and to get value out of life is to add value to people's life free of charge without asking for money. And then you realize that in the long run, you will see that some of those services, you take your time, even add your money. I was telling the person, there are events I have attended here in Anambra State. I'll be called for event, I will fuel my car, get to the event, donate money, support 1 or 2 things that I'm doing, I come back. People think that maybe when I'm called for event, most time I get there, I get envelope. No, sometimes I used to fuel my transportation to that place, still support what they are doing, I come back. That is my mentality about adding back to the community. So what am I trying to say? This webinar is also another privilege for you to watch. Come close and see what I'm doing and get benefited. It is also my vision to add back to community. And the only way you can champion it with me or support what I'm doing is what? By hitting the notification bell. Ensure you always hit the notification bell after subscribing. Like, share it, announce it, broadcast the good news. Partner with me to support this SDG goals. And together, we'll get to the top. So, thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for staying close to this channel. Always remember that I'll be uploading videos on interesting opportunities, and don't forget that the webinar is next week. The time is 8 p.m. 26th of October. I made it 8 p.m. to ensure that everybody's at home. You will not say that you are at work, you are busy. By 8 p.m. you must have eaten, you are ready to maybe sleep or do 1 or 2 things. So the time is flexible for everyone to attend. So when you are inviting your friends, tell them that the time is flexible. That is why I made it that time. So invite them, make yourself available. Let's reason together. See you at the webinar. Please share.